at the same time.
You look like a sexy Jehovah's Witness.
Look at
Where's the watchtower, brother? Because I'm looking.
Get on your mark, get set, open the door.
Street Master Gano, my spiritual advisor. We're gonna just talk about our relationship and some spiritual things. So we just waiting for him.
There you go.
Hey,
Finally.
cut it down. Finally. What's up?
How you doing, King? Good to see you.
Bill, how you doing this evening?
Yes, sir. I'm doing well, King. How are you?
Excellent, man. Happy to be talking to you. I filled everybody in, what we're gonna be discussing today. But you could definitely let them know what else we're gonna be discussing.
Hey, man. So it's definitely, thank you so much, Omarion, for, being willing to connect the streams of people and allowing your fans to have this and my followers as well. They've been wanting to do this. So we can discuss some of your experiences that you have had so far, some of the things that, you have one experience that you told me about that blew me away. That was really, really amazing with Lakshmi. And
Right.
can't wait for you to share that. We're going to talk a little bit about ancestor money and ritual. And one of the things that I think would really, really be helpful to people are dreams and
Yes.
how to get the very most out of your dreams, And there's one more thing also that I wanted to bring up about all of the people during this time that have not been able to have a funeral or a wake, and
Right.
what that causes, what kind of repercussions or what kind of dynamic that causes when they don't have the ability to do that. So we could talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, I just wanted to express to everyone, how we naturally and organically linked up. I've always caught some of your word on YouTube and your perspective, and I'm also a fan of some of the films that you've done in the past.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You know what I mean? So
Thank you, King.
for me, things have always occurred in my life, and I didn't always have the luxury of having elders or people that had a wealth of knowledge to extend that to me, and the way we were able to link up. Well, I came to New York, we were able to talk, and you were able also to come to LA. I don't want to get too far in it, but I just want to let everyone know, you are, someone that I respect and, has opened, a magnitude of information up to me. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of reverence and respect for that. So I just want to say that.
Thank you so much, Omarion. And I have to say that I have that same affinity for you as well. And what's ironic is about what year did you release the song Touch? You remember what year that was?
I want to say that was like maybe 2005 or 6 or somewhere around there.
Okay.
2005.
So,
Does anybody know? Let's see if it's any
somebody
fans
knows.
in here that knows.
Somebody has the answer.
2006,
So,
making dollars. Making dollars, you
okay.
do that.
Thank you, Megan. You're good. So, Omarion, when you released that song, something about that song struck me so deeply that I used that song in an intro for, at that time, I was pounding the pavement as an actor, trying to do my thing. And I used the beginning of that song for the intro to my reel. And when I sent it out to people, it got a really good response. And it's so funny how we connected, only for, you know what I mean? A few years later, I'm minding my business on Instagram, and I'm seeing these likes on there, and I'm looking, and I'm saying, that's Omarion. And I said, it's probably just, a fluke. But then I saw the blue check. And I said, oh, wait a minute. That might be Omarion. So I inboxed him. I said, is that you, O? He said, yeah, that's me. I said,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I said, let's kick it. Let's talk. Let's talk
Yes,
about
sir.
these things. And Omarion and I, we exchanged information. We had a great conversation. We spoke on the phone for a few hours. And I have to say this as a fan, I was very curious to see how that would come together. And I
Uh-huh.
have to say, the core in the show was stellar, and it was really nice to see
Thank you.
how all of these talents came together and worked seamlessly. So that's really something major, you know.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I guess I was getting a phone call, so sorry about that.
So with you in particular, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that you may have experienced.
Yeah, well, for me, ancestor money, the concept of the ancestors is like, something that is very personal to me, and I didn't even really know this, and when you really think about the connection to your lineage and your past and how important it is, there's movies like Coco. It's called
Yes,
Coco,
I know the
right?
one you're talking about. That's a great example.
Yes. So
That's right.
so so in that movie, because my son loves this movie, basically the kid goes and he's so connected to this guitar, and this guitar basically takes him on his journey. But the whole purpose is that some of our ancestors in our family, if we don't honor them in this plane, then they kind of go away. And it was so interesting to me that this was being told in a cartoon form, and
Right.
a lot of that made me think, and a lot of people don't know how important it is to know who your ancestors are. I think it's so important to know who your ancestors are. And
That's right.
I came across this this concept of burning ancestor money in Joss paper. And when I came across it, I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. But I didn't further my knowledge into it, without, the information that you gave me and the importance of it, and I would like for you to elaborate a little bit on that, for the
Sure.
audience in reference to,
Sure.
because I burn ancestor money on on my page all the time. So I'm pretty sure a lot people have asked me, what does it mean? But I would like for you to describe what it means to them.
Absolutely. And thank you for taking the initiative to do that. Oh, so when it comes to, let's use this present date as an example. Right now, for I would say a period of about 45 days, there's a lot of people leaving this life. A lot of people are leaving this world. And what happens is that the soul, when the soul leaves the body, it depends heavily on the adulation and the grief. But most importantly, they depend on the love that they did not know that they had in life. And the
Mm,
only way for the souls to really gather that is for them to be present at a funeral and a wake. Most of the energy goes to the wake. So when the soul comes out of the body, it'll hang around. It'll stay with the body for a while. It will observe the people who have come to see them in the hospital if they had an illness. If the body was destroyed in an accident, it will wait for the autopsy, and it will wait for the body to arrive at a funeral home, and it will wait patiently for all of their loved ones to come so that they can take all of the energy of the tears, the memorandum, the memorial, and all of the stories and all of the things that people like to espouse about the person when they were alive. Then they go to the burial. And when the body is in the ground, it takes about 2 or 3 days for the soul to sort out all of the calabash of energies that they've gotten. And then they are able to pass through and go into the underworld or the dua.
mm,
Now, what happens is a lot of people who burn ancestor money, they have the benefit, because what happens is when a soul, depending on the level of, if someone was living a life of debauchery or they were not consciously evolving, they didn't take their free will and use that as a mechanism to push them towards evolution, they will go to a place that is a very vast wasteland. And a lot of times they will
mm,
go with the clothes that they're buried with, and they'll wander around for 50 years and their clothes will become tattered astrally. And if they don't have candlelight being sent to them, or if they don't have their descendants placing food on the altar for them, the reality that they are in is very cold, dark, damp, and dank. They still have the desire to eat and sleep, but they can't do those things because they no longer have a body. So when we burn Galighticus ancestor money, we begin to repair some of the manner in which the souls cross over and they don't have provisions set up for them. Not all of the ancestors go that way. It's I would say a good 45% of most of the people in lineages have ancestors that are just wandering around like vagabonds. So when we send ancestor money over to them, they begin to get the support that they need. They're able to buy homes. They're able to basically procure and get well. And this is the reason why when you burn ancestor money over time, your ancestors will come to you in a dream and they will show you a younger version of themselves. They will show you themselves when they were the most opulent. They'll show you their fighting weight. If you see someone who was morbidly obese, when their soul repairs and has healed in the spiritual world, they'll come back to you and show you how they looked when or before that affliction hit them. So what happens when that doesn't happen is right now the repercussion of people not having the benefit of having a wake, a burial, or a funeral, or even a memorial that brings about a sum total of a good marginal of who they knew in life. Guess what happens? They have no other choice but to stay here. And sometimes they will go into create cohabitation, which means that they will live inside of the body of one of their closest descendants. They will live in the hollows of your body, in the organs, in the bones. Everything that you have in the body is hollow. So I've seen magnified sonograms where you will see an exaggerated human face inside of the bone of someone who's walking around.
Oh,
and
I've
doesn't
seen
know.
that. I've seen those pictures before.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
like on
crazy?
a kneecap or something, and it looks like a face or something.
That's right. So, we love our ancestors, but we don't want them taking residency in our body or in our lives because they don't belong there. And a lot of people have disturbances in their life to where they don't have a place to live. They're displaced. They have bad luck. They're not really able to make a good account of who they are in life because they have something called ancestral disturbance. And when you burn ancestor money for them on a regular basis, that begins to clear up. And it makes life for them a lot easier, but it makes life for you much more purposeful and opulent.
Yeah, and honestly, since I've been burning ancestor money, I definitely feel the presence and the support of my ancestors, my strong and powerful ancestors. And
That's
I
right.
think that that is something, amongst the culture that, that I think people should know, and I think that people should be in tune with their ancestry and, the history of us,
That's right. And it's not just, and you said a key word, it's not just finding out where your ancestors hail from. That's not enough.
Yeah.
Ancestry.com is cute, but we need to we need to do something of magnitude for them. You know what I mean? And that's how you do it. That's how you demonstrate that in a powerful manner by putting some resources on your altar to them, and life begins to get better. So you had another thing where I had given you a cosmic beacon.
Yes.
And a medallion. And you told me about something that happened with Lakshmi. So, do you feel comfortable sharing that with the people?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so
Okay.
so I had a vision. I had a dream that I was in Lakshmi's mouth, but I obviously was in my bed in my own room, but it seemed to be another place. And I was like a little confused, I didn't know, what it meant and what it represented. I wasn't fearful or anything like that, but it was just an interesting occurrence. It's not something that's ever happened to me. And, I wanted to know. So I asked you, and then, tell me what you told me.
Right. So, yeah. And when you told me, I had a hearty laugh because I have to tell you, I have really worked with a lot of people. That was the first time I've heard that one.
Oh,
So
word,
one
word.
of the things, yeah, absolutely. And because you're in an elevated state that a lot of people don't have the liberty to ever experience. You have a lot of fans that really, really rock with you, that follow you and support your vision and your talent, which is fantastic. So one of the things that Lakshmi has done by virtue of you having the willingness to tap into her energy stream is that she literally put you in her mouth. And that is a euphemism for when Lakshmi speaks, everything that she speaks, because she is a god of love and predominant wealth. And she has basically told you and reassured you that she will speak the blessings of her power directly into your life. Not only your life, but the energy streams of your fans and the people that really tap into who you are as a
Right.
created being on this planet. So the best way for her, and the thing is, the universe does not waste any energy. So when I say the universe is not comprised only of planets, solar systems, magnetars, quasars, and black holes. But what creates the functionality of the circuitry, how all of the galaxies have to intermingle, of which there are hundreds and billions of them, it is the gods that coordinate the structure of how these things work. So when a being like Lakshmi connects with you in that manner, she's illustrating to you that for the rest of your life, if you decide to continue having an open concert with her, she will also give you the benefit of that. And I was really, really happy to hear that.
Yeah, and I was too.
I'll bet.
I was
That's a good thing.
I was too. I was too.
Right.
And, I was so happy when you told me that because I was like, wait a minute, hold up. But it is
Right.
an honor, to be able to be aligned with that energy, and also to be invited to be able to infuse this into my work and my art, and for my creativity to be a type of you know good thing.
That's right.
Just a good positive thing. And
Indeed.
I really, really put forth effort into doing that. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to call it a product, or I look at it as my opportunity to what my gift to humanity. I feel like we all are here to fulfill a type of purpose for ourselves. And when you really back up and you look at the grand scheme of things, we have to consider all of one another and each other, and
That's right.
positivity and healing art is something that I really put forth a lot of effort in my art. So
That's right. And
I
one
was
of the
happy.
things too, yeah. And when you integrate all of, because at a very early age, whatever it was in you that put you on the path of expressing your creativity through dance and being able to sing, you mastered that at an early age. And what really attracts a following towards you is that other people are looking at what it is that you're doing, and they're getting some source of inspiration from that in the way that you interact and interface with the fluidity of how you move and how you dance and how you put the music together. Speaking of which, I wanted to share, Omarion allowed me to hear Can You Hear Me? So, you sent me a couple of mixes of it, and
Yeah.
I listened to it and I said, wow, this is tight. I really,
Thank
really
you.
like that. And then you and I don't know
Yeah.
when you're going to release that, but
Right.
I you know, I'm driving in my truck a lot of times and I'll pump that song and it's so clear. Like the production of it, it's very well mastered.
Thank you.
So you guys are in for a really nice treat when you release those songs, the other songs that are on the album. I can't wait to hear the total of it.
Hey, yes, sir. We got
Yeah.
that, and we got Passport. We got a few things coming from Street Master.
Well, man, that's right. Keep it going. I wanted to say this too, right? A lot of people right now, the whole world is on lockdown.
Right.
And it's very important for people not to lose hope. And if you need to express anxiety, or if you want to express anger, it's okay. It's important to get those feelings out of you. If you need to scream in a pillow or go outside and just yell, or if you
Right.
need to purge, but don't have those energies locked up inside of you, you know. And that brings me to something that I wanted to introduce everyone to who's listening. A lot of people have been meditating for 5 years, 10 years, but they haven't seen anything of major consequence. And one of the reasons that that happens is because a lot of people don't have a focal point. So I want to introduce something called incremental meditation. And it's
Yes.
very, very simple to do. You can take 8 minutes out of your day, and 8 minutes is not a long time to just sit with your back straight and your palms upward, because you're like this and you're in receptive mode. And you close your eyes and you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And if you set your timer to 8 minutes, a lot of people fail because they try to meditate. They jump out there really fast and they say, hey, I'm going to start meditating today. Then they meditate for an hour. They complete the hour. But because biomechanics at the consciousness, it's not, it's not a natural thing for you to just jump off and bench 400 pounds first time
Right.
out of the gate. You
Right.
have to incrementally get to that. So the most logical way to approach meditation is to start off with a smaller increment of 8 minutes. And you do 8 minutes every day until you get to a point, and my suggestion would be do it for a week. 8 minutes a day, 5 days a week for 1 week. And then the next week, you give yourself 2 days off and see how you feel. See what the benefit of the meditation is. And a lot of times when you meditate, it reduces your blood pressure. It aligns your chakra system, and it creates more clarity in the circuitry of how you think. So the next week, you can do 16 minutes. 16 minutes for 2 weeks. See how you feel. And that's 10 days that you put in. Within the course of a couple of months, you'll be meditating and you'll get up to 45 minutes to an hour. Once you begin to meditate at that point, your dreams will get clearer. And if you're matching that with having an altar in your home and you're burning the ancestor money, the two junctures meet, because now your consciousness is more receptive to how your ancestors will come to you in your dreams and direct you. Your ancestors don't have the disturbance of not being able to see the future. Time is a relative construct that the third dimension, we're here in the physical life. We don't have the fifth dimension. We're not able to go into the past or the future. We only have the present. The ancestors don't have those kind of constructs. So they're able to see things about your future. And most of the time, they will come to you in your dreams and they'll explain in great detail some of the things that you need to look out for, some of the things you could benefit from, and most likely some of the things that you need to avoid. And we remember the dreams for all about 5 seconds when we wake up. And then it begins to just dissipate. So by meditating on an incremental level to a point where you're building your consciousness, you will be able to take more advantage of some of the things that you are clearly doing in your dream state and take advantage of it in your material life.
Yeah. Yeah.